Hey guys, so real quick, 2023 is right around the corner, but I don't care what year it is. Guys, if you do this, your business will drastically take off and you will succeed. If you don't do this, your business will literally just falter. You're going to have all kinds of ups and downs. Guys, everybody has energy, right? We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? And I want to show you what a lot of business owners, especially us new ones, what we do, right? So we have this energy, right? And then what do we start doing? Right? We start doing things like this, right? Taking our energy, spreading it to a different idea. This is an idea right there. You got this other idea. You can do webinars. You can do podcasts. Then somebody's like, you should do cold email, right? Then somebody else is like, hey man, you should start a YouTube channel. You should be pointing at that. And then somebody else is like, man, you're not doing like IG influencer outreach, man. And then your cousin that you haven't heard of in like 10 years, he's like, man, what are you doing? You got to do VSLs, right? So now your energy as that business owner is spread all over the place, right? Let's just say you got like 10% energy, right? So you're pouring like 10% into all of these things, right? But what do you think is going to happen, right? That energy is being so badly distributed that you're not really going to be able to succeed, right? It's bad. Look at this, guys. So how can you ever beat somebody, right, that takes their energy and does this, right? They're just focused, right, on one outcome, right? Their energy is just focused on one outcome, on one idea. There's a whole bunch of strategies out here, guys. As we're talking, somebody's coming up with a new strategy right now. But what you need to do, you need to focus your energy on the thing that has given you some kind of results, that's giving you some kind of success, right? And why do we want that, right? Because look at this. How much further do you think you'll be able to get ahead, right? If you put 100% of energy, right? So let's really think about this, because this is really an amazing concept, right? What are the results of putting 100% energy into something, right? So let's just start with that, right? We're just going to start off like this, right? There's mastery, right? There's depth, right? There's confidence, right? There's skill, right? What else are the other things, right? There's automation. You probably have things more automated, right? There's more training, right? That you can have, like SOPs, right? So when you have your energy focused on that one idea, there's maximization, right? So you learn how to maximize that idea. You learn how to create these other how else can this idea be really pushed to its limit, right? There's innovation, right? You can create new things. There's creativity, as there's less stress, right? So let's go to the other side, right? What happens when we split our energy into 10 different things, right? There's more stress, lack, is no focus, is little skill. And remember, the market will pay you according to your skill, right? There's like wrong automation, probably. It's like more time wasted, right? So what happens when you're tired, right? Ideas are partial, right? No, it's not solid. See what I'm saying? So when you spread out your energy all over the place as an entrepreneur, like, you are literally killing your business. You're killing yourself. You're killing your chances of success, right? Because, you only have so many hours in a day, and 30% of our time is already taken up by sleeping. You know what I'm saying? And then you have food and you have these other things. So really the time that you have to spend towards your business is really not even that much when you really think about it. So you have to become an expert at something, stay plugged into it, right? I'm going to pay the guy who has 100% mastery in something a whole lot more versus the guy that keeps jumping around from things to things, right? So there's no confidence. It shows a lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit down and just really focus on one idea. So guys, the world that we live in, the market that we live in, us as business owners, we're constantly being bombarded with a whole lot of new ideas, right? I remember last year I was buying all these low ticket products, all these courses, and like 90% of that didn't help me. But the one idea that got me here that I've been using, I really didn't put as much mastery or depth or time with it. Instead, I jumped around a lot because I thought, oh, the grass must be greener on this side. There must be something on here that I haven't seen, some unique strat. What I should have done is bolt it down to my idea and say, how do we maximize this? How do we take this idea and find out ways to add more value to people? How do we find out how do I create new innovations within this idea, right? So how do I really use this idea to its fullest potential, right? To its fullest capacity, right? Because I really think that with the idea, the podcasting, I probably used it 20%. So if I had just taken all that energy from being spent on the left, courses and a whole bunch of things, right? If I just put it on the right, I would have been so much more further ahead. So I think going into 2023 and really any other year, you want to have mastery, right? And you have to assign something like, is it the number of people impacted? Is it the number of how much money? Is it? But I would say mastery would be to what percentage have you mastered that idea? And of course, it makes sense. You don't have to be 100% master or even 80% master, right? But to what level of mastery should you focus on that idea? So you have a parameter. You can say once you reach maximizing this idea by 50% or 60%, then you will package everything. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But you can say only until after I've reached 60% mastery, 70% mastery, will I move on to a new idea. Right? So this mental model, I'm calling it restricted energy distribution, right? So we're taking the energy away from spreading it across multiple vertices and verticals and a whole bunch of like different, aspects. And we're focusing it into one thing, because I want you to really think about this, right? When you have mastery in something, it gives you so much power. When you maximize something, and I think that's a skill of itself, like thinking to ourselves, how do we maximize something? A lot of us haven't been taught how to maximize things because we've been so flooded and inundated with so much content and marketing and ads. So we're constantly jumping around from ideas. But guys, think about this. The person that you're purchasing that product or that course, that curriculum, that consultant, whatever from, you probably are purchasing it from them because you perceive that they have ascertained a certain level of mastery. So we as human beings are naturally drawn and attracted to people who show mastery. So that's really the point that I want to get across. And for you to really understand that taking your energy and focusing it is the best thing that you can do, just due to the fact that it's going to pay off so much more. You're going to get results so much faster. You're going to have expertise. But the other thing I want us to think about is, how do we master an idea? How do we fully realize what an idea's capability is? And at what percentage do we say, or what gauge or parameter do we say, okay, we have reached X, and because of that, this is great. So for example, with podcasting, I might want to say, I just want to maximize the ability of a podcast to impact people all across the globe, build my business, instill value into other people. And I have to measure that. So how do I measure that? It might be income gain from the podcast. It might be methods of distribution from the podcast, and measuring, how those methods of distribution are actually interacted with. But I also have to think about whatever parameter that I choose should be congruent with my goal and where I'm trying to head to in life. So I already know I'm trying to impact as many people as possible, right? I know that I want to grow a strong business, right? I know that I want to connect with great people. So my parameter can be something similar to people impacted, one, but then the depth of the impact. So it might be like, how many downloads is the podcast getting per month, right? Do I want to optimize for that right now? Or do I want to optimize for the income the podcast is currently bringing in? You see, so right now, for me, at this stage of business, I definitely do want to optimize for income, but I also want to optimize for building strong relationships with people that I believe are quality. So those two things are definitely tied together. So you have to think about that idea or strategy that you're utilizing. How do you want to maximize it? Guys, if you like this video, go ahead, drop a comment, hit the subscribe, like, share, all of that. But definitely excited that you're staying tuned, that you're listening, and let me know your thoughts, man. Appreciate it.